Hey guys, Madison here, about to record a spur-of-the-moment reaction to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 2. For those of you who did not see my post on YouTube earlier this morning, there was some really bad weather that came through Alabama, where I live, yesterday, and it totally knocked out our internet yesterday, and it was gone for most of today, and I was like, I don't know if it's gonna come back on. So I wasn't sure if I was going to get to record my reaction today, but it did come back on, so yay! And thank goodness the horrible tornado that came through yesterday did not hit my neighborhood, did not hit my house. I was really scared. I was hiding out in the basement for a long time yesterday, praying that it didn't hit us, and thankfully it did not. It ended up hitting the neighborhood right down the road from ours, and it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. We had a lot of, probably I would say F3 tornadoes that came through the state yesterday. So it was terrible. But yeah, on that note, let's shift to something more fun. It's kind of the norm here in Alabama. We have pretty rough springs. March and April is pretty bad, and October can be rough as well. It comes with the changing of the seasons. So anyway, before I react to this week's episode, I want to get to your comments from last week. So let's kick things off with Tosh, or Tosh, I think it's Tosh, but they said, I don't care about Sam's sister and their fishing business, and this doesn't seem like the kind of show to sustain that type of storyline if I did. Don't know why the Falcon wouldn't be getting paid for being an Avenger, because they were always paid well in the comics. There's just no real reason for that to even be a thing. A valid point. Yes, they were paid very well in the comics, and I guess the movie explanation would be like Tony was paying all of them because he was the rich guy who ran everything, and he also housed a lot of them because he built the Avengers complex, and Wanda lived there, Vision, did Rhodey live there? I know Steve and Natasha were I think they lived there as of the end of Age of Ultron because they were training other people. Falcon lived there, I think. So I think probably after Tony passed away, that's what threw a wrench in things, but Sam kind of acted like they never got paid, and I'm like, that doesn't really make any sense to me, so I kind of agree with that point, but I do care about his sister and their business. I mean, I don't think it's going to be the forefront of the show, but it's there to let us know what's going on with Sam and his family and where he's coming from, what he's going to be thinking about and dealing with while going on these other missions, and when he teams up with Bucky. I think it's to cue us into his mindset, just like we're seeing what Bucky's been up to and what's going on with him. And I think it is going to matter because we've got this whole storyline starting off now with fake Captain America. So I think we're going to be seeing all the reasons why Sam should take the mantle and why he's different from this other guy. You know, he's just a regular guy, came from a small town, just like Steve Rogers, and he cares about the little guy. He's fighting for the little guy because he is the little guy. And I think that's the juxtaposition they're going to be setting up, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, like I said, it's not going to be taking up all the screen time because this is an action show, this is a superhero show. It's just it's there to ground Sam and let us know what's going on with him on a personal level. So anyway, let's see. Oh, we've got some movie suggestions. Thank you to those of you who left comments suggesting movies for me to react to. I read all of those, and I am strongly considering several of them, so we'll see. Mike Ciccone, hope I'm saying that right, said, so far a super competent action series with above average characterization. I'm just spoiled by the high weirdness of WandaVision, you know. I prefer the comic book weirdness side of Marvel to the punchy, kicky, quippy side of Marvel. It's good, I'm enjoying it, but I think I'll be watching it Friday afternoon as opposed to staying up till 3 a.m. for it, as I did with WandaVision and will be for Loki. I can respect that. I'm not super into the quippiness either. Like, it's fun. I like the fun, quippy jokes, but it's not why I watch. I really enjoy good action. I really enjoy good fight scenes. But I'm with you, Mike, in that I'm here for the characterization and for the comic book weirdness, because I love the magic. I love the kind of dissecting people's superpowers and how, like, what makes them tick and how all this works. I completely agree. Like, I love stuff like Scarlet Witch, Loki, Doctor Strange. That's kind of more my realm of things, the mystical and the spiritual and the weird, as opposed to the straightforward punch kick stuff. But with that said, Winter Soldier, Civil War, those are two of my most high-ranking Marvel films. Winter Soldier more than Civil War. Doctor Strange is my favorite, and then Winter Soldier's right below that. So I can like both, but I definitely have a preference for the magical. So David Weber, I'm glad we're getting to see the deeper side of Marvel, not just all the action, but hitting us in the feels. Agreed. Lucas says, this series is a bit of a departure from WandaVision, which was more meta and surreal. In fact, Falcon and Winter Soldier has more realness to it in more ways than one, dealing with conflicted characters as a result of different experiences and the social and political changes they have to face. I love the tone and vibe of this show. It's on par with one of my favorite Captain America movies, The Winter Soldier. By the way, the French mercenary in the beginning was Batroc the Leaper, who was also in the Winter Soldier movie. Yes, I noticed him, and I said his name wrong. I called him Bartok or something. I was close. It's Batroc. But yes, I did remember him because I watched Winter Soldier way too many times. But yes, I love seeing how Sam and Bucky are both out of place and out of time now. Like, Sam used to be the normal guy who, like, nothing weird happened to. He was a paramilitary guy, no superpowers or any of that. But now, and I should say Bucky, you know, is a man out of time like Steve Rogers. He's 106 years old, but he's in this much younger man's body, and he's trying to find his way in a world where his best friend is gone, and kind of anyone he was really connected to is gone now. So he's trying to find his place in all this, and Sam is now trying to find his place in all this because he was dead. He was gone for 5 years, and now he's come back, and all this stuff happened without him. His nephews have kind of grown up a lot since he disappeared, and he's trying to fit back in, and they're both trying to just find what's my purpose, what's my place in all this. And so I think it's going to be really interesting seeing, like, how they come together and help each other and work together. It's going to be super exciting. Frederick Mueller says, girl, my wife and I both cried when we found out Bucky killed his son, but we're parents and I figured it out before the reveal. Yeah, that really hit me in the feels too. It was really painful watching him, like, consider going and telling him. I don't even know if that will help Yuri. Like, it might give him some closure, but it's gonna really screw up Bucky's relationship he's got going with him. So I don't know how long they're gonna drag that out before Bucky decides to finally confront Yuri about what happened. But yeah, I'm pretty much guaranteed to cry when that happens. JQ says, good episode, laying the groundwork for hopefully some interesting action and banter. I love Batroc. Looking forward to seeing Falcon and Winter Soldier come together, and looking forward to seeing Emily VC. Yes, Emily Van Camp. I cannot wait for her to show up. I love her so much. Chad Michael Simon says, what a bummer about your lost video. He phrases it better than anyone else, so let's read what he had to say. It will live forever in the ether in our hearts, wondering what insights it contained. It will become something more than a botched attempt. It will become a legend. Thank you, Chad, and thank you for watching and supporting my channel, and I love how you phrased that. Yes, the video will live on in legend in the ether. No one will have ever seen it but me. Hopefully that never happens again. That was very disappointing, but thank you, Chad, for your support, and thank you for the movie suggestions. And with that, guys, I think we're ready to get started and watch episode 2 of season 1 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I am very intrigued to see what happens next and what goes down with fake Captain America. So without further ado, let's do this.
Be yourself. They're gonna love you. Good luck.
They're gonna go the sympathetic angle? This is interesting.
Captain America. And that's why you failed John class. Can you believe this?
Not an actor, that's for sure.
Comes with expectations, bro. You can't just punch your way into problems anymore. You know? Time to go to work.
This is a really interesting approach. I was all set and ready to hate this guy, and now I'm even wondering if they're gonna go that route.
John Walker, first person in American history to receive 3 Medals of Honor, ran RS-1 missions in counterterrorism and hostage rescue. The government did a study of your body at MIT, and you tested off the charts in every measurable category: speed, endurance, intelligence.
Did you know Steve Rogers?
Oh, wow.
2 years out of West Point when Steve came back on the scene. I followed his career very closely as an Avenger.
Wow. Bucky does not look happy.
Shouldn't have given up the shield.
Good to see you too.
Oh,
What big 3?
big 3.
What big 3?
Androids, aliens, and wizards.
That's not a thing.
That's definitely it.
No, it's not.
Every time we fight one of the 3.
So who are you fighting now, Gandalf?
How do you know about Gandalf?
I read The Hobbit in 1937 when it first came out.
Yes.
You see my point?
No, I don't. There are no wizards.
Doctor Strange
Is a sorcerer.
A sorcerer is a wizard without a hat. Think about it, right? I'm right. I just came up with that. It's crazy.
Teaming up faster than I thought in this one.
I have a plan.
Really? What is it? Great.
Is he just gonna grab a tree? Or just fall and break all your bones.
All of that on camera, you know that, right? A little time in Wakanda and you come out
White Panther. It's actually White Wolf.
Huh? There's an 8th person. I think they have a hostage.
And there he goes. There he goes. It's Aaron Kellyman. That's Impus Nest from Solo. Just one of them. Not a hostage.
I always wanted to do that.
Uh-oh. What? This just got complicated. That's really close to the wheel. Now, how are they gonna win when they're not even super powered? Good save. This ain't gonna go well.
That didn't go as planned, huh?
You hacked my tech?
Sorry, it's not exactly hacking. It's government property. Kind of the government. I get it, okay? I get the attitude, I do. You didn't think that the shield was gonna end
He's like, I'm out of here.
But
Carly, we can't stay here for long. The
6 months ago. Would you have imagined people
Carly
supporting a
Morgenthau.
cause like this?
We're not playing no more.
There is someone that you should meet.
Huh? But Bucky is a super soldier, right? He got the serum and he's got super strength, so why couldn't he put up more of a fight? Guess I'm a little confused.
I'm not gonna talk about it anymore.
So he's a super soldier?
I say you. Get out of my house! Let's go. Let's go. Sam, why didn't you tell me about Isaiah? Sorry, Mr. Barnes, you're under arrest.
No.
Christina! Great to see you again.
You gotta be kidding me.
It's time for the soul gazing exercise.
I like this one.
I love this. Oh, I mean,
No,
man,
turn
this
around,
is
turn
right
around.
up your
Let's
alley.
face
You
each other.
you
Face,
should
let's
really
turn.
enjoy it.
Closer.
Well, which way? Why do you have to have your
right or
legs
left?
open? You know what? Fine, here. You happy
Whoa.
now?
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
We're locked
That's
in
fine.
now. It's a little close. Very close. That's what you wanted, right?
Guys. Now look at each other.
He gave you that shield and you threw it away like it was nothing. So maybe he was wrong about you. And if he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me. You finished? What was rule number 2 again?
Don't hurt anyone.
Bye, Doc.
If we divide ourselves, we don't stand a chance. You guys know that.
It's really starting to bug me now.
What do you got?
A word of advice then. Stay the hell out of my way.
Oh. Okay, he's officially on my naughty list, not so nice list. I don't like him. I foresee a fight between him and Sam and Bucky in the future. It's like the fake Daredevil all over again with Bullseye. I'm really not cool with the whole one world government thing. Not my jam.
We're gonna go see Zemo.
Oh boy. Mozart, Lacrimosa. That's so weird. I was just listening to that today. What are the odds? There he is. Oh man. Oh, they cut it off right there. Are you kidding me? Ah, man. Man, another solid episode. Another heavy episode. We're dealing with a lot of stuff here, and man, Sam and Bucky got together way quicker than I thought they would. I thought they might have another whole episode kind of building up to it, but they just jumped right in there, and I love dealing with the legacy of Steve and who's going to take up the legacy and who should take up the legacy. I was really intrigued with the approach they started off with Walker. And I'm like, oh, are they going to go like make him really sympathetic and make us like him and make it more complicated, giving the shield back to Sam? But, you know, he's on paper, he's the perfect candidate, but he doesn't have the heart of Steve Rogers. He's arrogant and like the whole stay out of my way threat. He's very about his ego, which Steve Rogers never, that wasn't his thing. He was humble and cared more about others than himself. And this guy, even though he's perfect on paper, he's kind of all about preserving his ego. And that's going to come more and more to light, I think, over the course of the show. And I see a lot of conflict between Sam and Bucky and him. Obviously, they're kind of being set up as opposing duos. Yeah, really solid. I'm intrigued to see where we're going with these super soldier villains. That's kind of like what they were setting up in Civil War and then didn't follow through with. Was there were these 8 other Winter Soldiers, or however many there were, in the tanks, and Zemo killed them all. So anyway, Zemo is still in jail, and I'm wondering how he's going to break out or who's going to break him out. I'm kind of nervous that Sam and Bucky might get him out of there to like help them find something or do something, and then he gets away from them and that's how he gets set loose, which would put Sam and Bucky in the crosshairs again of the government. So, man. And there was another super soldier, this Isaiah. Very cool stuff. I just love the dynamic between Bucky and Sam, how it's not just about humor and just about their banter, like they actually challenge each other in really interesting ways. And I'm really excited to see more of that going forward. Let's see, what else did we have here? There's just a lot. I like the kind of the slightly longer format than we got for much of WandaVision, and I did hear that there are only going to be 6 episodes of this show, so it's going to be shorter, but I think also roughly the same length probably, since the episodes are a bit longer. But man, I loved that scene where they were really just challenging each other in the therapy session where Bucky was like, you know, Steve believed in you, and if you don't carry on the legacy that he thought you would, if you fail him, then maybe he was wrong about me and I'm a failure too. So they're both just kind of weighed down by this legacy of Steve Rogers and trying to figure out how to deal with that and move forward. And yeah, this show is just really, really good. I'm really enjoying it. The action was great in this episode. Yeah, solid stuff, solid character development, solid action, and again, like a major tonal shift. A lot of you were talking about in the comments, a major tonal shift and aesthetic shift from WandaVision, but I think all of these shows are going to be so wonderfully unique, and that's what I'm loving about them so far. So thank you guys so much as always for watching, and I cannot wait to join you guys again next week for episode 3. Be sure to drop your comments below. What did you think of this week's episode? Where do you think it's going? How are all the puzzle pieces going to fit together? And I think it's kind of obvious that Sam's going to take up the shield at the end. The whole central question and problem is that Steve passed the shield on to him, but he's not willing to take it yet. He's not willing to take up the legacy. So how do we think that's going to happen? What's going to be the turning point for Sam to finally say, okay, I'm ready to take on the mantle of Captain America? What do you guys think is going to happen with I can't even remember the name of the organization, the 5-finger one people group. What's up with them? How is all this going to fit together? Let me know in the comments below what you think and how you're enjoying the show so far. And I'll see you guys next week for episode 3. Bye, guys.